Now let's get to our farmers. Fair trade comes at a cost, and despite concerns of a prolonged trade war, America's rural communities have weathered the impact of tariffs before. President Trump sounded optimistic on America's agricultural future.
Well, the farmers are going to be helped greatly. Yeah, the farmers are going to be helped greatly because they're not going to be dumping everything into our country. This will be a great bill for farmers. And in terms of retaliation, if they retaliate, it's, as I said, it's reciprocal. So if they raise it a little bit, then we raise it automatically. So I don't think it helps for them to retaliate. But also remember this, they can't really retaliate because we're the piggy bank. We're the piggy bank. But if we don't do this, we won't be the piggy bank for long. We won't be much of a country.
Yeah, and it's worth remembering that the Trump administration spent well over $20 billion all to support farmers during the president's first term. Joining us now, Farmers and Ranchers for Trump co-chair Kip Tom. Hey, Kip, great to have you here. Right to it, the fear and loathing that's being pushed and all about making people angry or upset. Is it working with the farmers? Let's talk industry.
Well, for the better part of the last year, I've been traveling the United States with the Farmers and Ranchers Coalition for Trump and talking to farmers, talking in rural communities. And I can tell you that people looking back, looking at the Biden-Harris administration, they know that we saw farm income over a 2-year period drop nearly 42%. We saw our trade surplus of nearly $32 billion go to a $42 billion deficit. So what was going on, what was being done in the past certainly didn't work. And people said, let's get President Trump at the table to negotiate for us and bring a trade deal to the United States with all these different countries. You know, are farmers uneasy? Yes, they are, but I think they've got faith. We saw nearly 70% of rural America voted for President Trump, and that tells me they got confidence in him creating a trade deal with whether it's China, Mexico, or Canada, or any other nation around the world.
Kip, if I may, let's move on to some of the other fears in the agriculture industry. Liberals' Trump derangement syndrome over deportations has infected some of the farmers, leaving one Wisconsin dairy farmer crying, quote, "If there's no immigrant labor, there's no milk, no cheese, no butter, no ice cream. We'll all have to go vegan." We didn't have a problem when the rules were being adhered in the Trump administration's first term, and we had everything that we needed in agriculture. What is different now? The illegals, this is a myth that it's the illegals who are farming and doing all the agriculture in this country. They weren't working.
Well, we've had a problem getting workers in the agriculture industry, whether it's harvesting vegetables in the valley in California, working in our dairies, working in our meat processing plants, and many other places around the country. So we really hope that the president can come up with an effective an effective law that makes sure that we can bring in those migrants to come in and do some of that work. We need them. But at the same time, they need to go through the legal process to make sure they're here on the right terms. Anyone that's in here illegally, especially those that are felons, committed acts of crime against the United States or in other countries, we need to deport them immediately.
All right, that's great. And by the way, only 1% of illegals, an estimated, work in agri.
Right.
Plus, the president supports a robust work visa program,
Absolutely.
which of course would help you, Kip. Thank you.